Well, this is it. We go to the bottom of the ninth. The Expos lead 7-0. Bill Stoneman will face Ron Stone, Johnny Briggs, and Darren Johnson. Stone is 0 for 3. Left-hand hitter. Stoneman is ready. He delivers the first pitch high and inside. Ball 1. He flied to center and grounded out twice. Stoneman ready. The windup and the pitch. It's high, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. They're straight away and not too deep in the outfield. This left-hand hitter, the right side of the infield is back. Klein at first, Sutherland at second. Stoneman's pitch. Strike called. 2-1. Crowd cheers the strike. The windup and the pitch. Strike 2 called. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On Ron Stone. On deck, Johnny Briggs. Here's Stoney's 2-2 pitch. Just a little high. Hit the outside corner, but above the letters. A full count to Ron Stone. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Struck him out. Stone goes down swinging. 7-0 Expos. Seven strikeouts. Stoneman with the pitch. Fastball is high. Ball 2. 2-2. Darren Johnson is in the on-deck circle. Nobody has left this ballpark. The pitch. Foul tip at the plate. Bounced down into the dirt, right at the feet of John Briggs, the batter. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stoney reaching back deep down inside for everything he has. Off with the cap, mops his brow. Back on with the cap, tossing the ball into his glove 2-3 times. He looks down and he's ready. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Briggs. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He struck him out. 2 outs. The batter, right-hander, Darren Johnson. Bottom of the ninth. 2 away. Stoney's ready. His pitch. Strike 1 call. Oh, and 1 to Darren Johnson. They're around to the left in the outfield. Johnson waiting, waving the bat. Stoneman is ready. The 1-2, high outside. I beg pardon, the 0-1 pitch was high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 pitch on the way. Swung on, sharp grounder. Wills has it, bobbles it, throw to first, in time! He did it! A no-hitter! A no-hitter! A no-hitter for Bill Stoneman. Here at Philadelphia, the fans, as well as the ball players, are out onto the field. Fans, Bill Stoneman has done it. He's pitched a no-hit shutout against the Philadelphia Phillies. A first in Montreal Expos history. The first no-hitter since July 29th, 1968, when Cincinnati shut out Philadelphia, a no-hitter by George Culver. Bill Stoneman has pitched a no-hit shutout here in Philadelphia. My broadcast partner, Russ Taylor, is down in the Expos dugout. He'll be talking to Bill Stoneman, and we'll have those comments on the air, so we'll be here for a while tonight. Bill Stoneman has just pitched a no-hit game here at Philadelphia. We're going to give it to you batter by batter. The last no-hit game in the National League, pitched by Ray Washburn, September 18th last year, the Cardinals against the Giants. This is the first one here since 1968 when George Culver no-hit the Phillies July 29th. It's history for this young Montreal baseball club. We're also hopeful that traveling secretary Gene Kirby can come down for just a couple of minutes. We've seen history made here. A no-hit game for Bill Stoneman, and what a thrilling night this was. None of the superlatives, none of the adjectives that I could use could describe the feeling here at this ballpark as the fans in the late innings were with Bill Stoneman pitch by pitch, pulling for him, and he did it. A ground ball, sharp grounder to Maury Wills. Maury knocked it down. It bounced off his chest. He quickly picked it up, threw to first base, got Johnson, and Bill Stoneman had his no-hit game. I'll give you a recap in just 1 minute. Well, fans, in this 60 seconds, what can we say? As we said, we'll give you the recap on the no-hitter. And all we can say is that this ball club will be returning home to Montreal tonight. I'll check the time for you and have it on the air in a couple of minutes. I'll check our arrival time from our itinerary. As a matter of fact, I'll do that right now. And we will arrive at 1:09 a.m. at Dorval via United Airlines charter, 1:09 a.m. in Montreal. Well, this really sets the scene for a great weekend at Jarry Park. Last night's game was washed out. We said it sure makes the short two-game series a long one when you have to sit around for a day and a half waiting to play one game. Boy, was it worth it. We'd have waited a week for this. All right, here's the way it happened. Right now, though, let's take 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Expos Baseball Network. All right. First inning, Taylor walked. Stone flied out. Stoneman struck out Briggs and Johnson to end the inning. Second inning, Callison fouled out to Bateman. Money flied out to Bosch. Heisel grounded out to Sutherland at second. Third inning, Ryan flied to Staub. Jerry Johnson, the starting pitcher, struck out. Taylor lined out to Staub. Fourth inning, Stoneman got Stone on a ground ball to Wills. He walked Briggs. Johnson hit into a fielder's choice and then stole second, the only man to get to second base. Callison struck out and ended the inning. Fifth inning, Money popped up to Sutherland. Then Bill Stoneman walked Larry Heisel. With one out and one on, he got Ryan on a pop-up to LeBoy, and Johnson hit into a fielder's choice to end the inning. Sixth inning, Stoney put him down 1-2-3. The top of the order, Taylor flied to Staub. Stone grounded out to Sutherland. Briggs struck out. Seventh inning, Johnson fouled out to Bateman. Callison walked. Money hit into a fielder's choice, and Heisel hit a comebacker to the mound to end the inning. Eighth inning, Ryan struck out to start it off. Rosnowski, the pinch hitter, walked. Taylor hit into a double play to end the inning. The ninth inning, he struck out Stone. He struck out Briggs and got Johnson on a ground ball to Wills that Maury made a fine play on, knocked it down, bounced it off his chest, picked it up, and threw Johnson out at first. A no-hit game. The totals for the Expos, 7 runs, and let's see, 1, 2, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 hits, no errors. 7, 13, and 0 for the Expos, no runs, no hits, and 3 Philadelphia errors. The Expos scoring. Single by LeBoy to lead off the third. Sutherland got on an error on Johnson. Stoneman struck out. Bosch got on an error on the second baseman, Tony Taylor, and LeBoy scored. The Expos led 1-0. Rusty Staub's home run over the right field wall put them out in front 2-0 in the fourth. They scored 2 runs on 3 hits in the sixth with Ty Klein and Coco LeBoy driving in the runs. Staub doubled in that inning, by the way. He got his second double of the night in the seventh, but was stranded. In the ninth inning, 2 runs on 2 hits for the Expos. Rusty Staub drove in 2 runs with his third double of the night. Rusty went 4 for 5, including that home run, 4 RBIs. And Bob Bailey was injured early in the game. In the second, he doubled to left center, tried to make it
safely to third. He got in ahead of the throw, but overslid the bag and hurt his ankle doing so. And as he tried to reach back and grab hold of third base, he was called out as Darren Johnson applied the tag to him. But Bob Bailey was okay. They took him for x-rays as a precautionary measure and then brought him right back here to the ballpark. He'll be returning home by United Airlines charter with the rest of the team. 1:09 a.m. arrival time in Montreal for the Expos. Tonight we've seen baseball history repeating. Bill Stoneman pitched a no-hit game. The first here at Connie Mack Stadium since July 29th of last year when George Culver no-hit the Phillies for the Cincinnati Reds, and the first in the National League since September 18th, 1968 when Ray Washburn no-hit the Giants for the Cardinals. A first for Bill Stoneman, a first for the Expos, and a first for Major League Baseball this year. Well, let's see. Stoney then wound up with a total of 8 strikeouts and 5 walks. 5 men got on base. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them were stranded. One was, the other one was taken care of on the double play in the 8th. We will be back with our final totals on this game in just 60 seconds. Well, Russ Taylor took off immediately, and Russ, this is quite a historic night, and you had an opportunity to talk with Bill Stoneman.
Yes, I did. Honest to goodness, I was standing by the Expos dugout. I didn't want to put a jinx on them or anything. I was standing in the crowd, and to hear the crowd cheering with every pitch was really something to hear down there. And as soon as Maury Wills made that final put-out, bobbled the ball slightly and threw over to Ty Klein at first base, I dashed out onto the field, followed Bill Stoneman into the dugout, and I recorded the following interview with him. Here I am with Bill Stoneman. He has just pitched a no-hit, no-run game. Bill, how do you feel?
I feel great. It's the greatest thing yet.
What were your feelings when you let that last pitch go to Darren Johnson?
Well, I thought he was looking for it, and he was, and it just happened to be hitting the right place.
Maury knocked it down. My heart went right in my mouth.
Maury did a beautiful job. He's great. He's the greatest.
Bill, what were you throwing out there?
Well, I was just mixing them up, fastballs and curveballs and changeup, just mixing them up real good, and John called a great game.
What was your best pitch tonight?
I can't say that it was either one. I think I caught him looking on a few fastballs and swinging on a few, and I caught him looking at a few curves and swinging on a few, and I just think everything was working, that's all.
Bill, did you realize you had a no-hitter going?
I realized it.
From where? All along?
Oh, I would say maybe from the 3rd or 4th.
What were your feelings as you started the bottom half of the 9th inning? The fans gave you a standing ovation here.
It just weakened me a little bit. I'd never had anything like that, and I just couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it.
Did you tense up at all on the hill?
I don't think so.
That line shot Briggs hit foul down the line. That was another scary moment.
It was just a strike. It wasn't fair.
Just a long strike.
That's right. The only way he could hit it was foul. It was in on him a little bit, and it was too slow for him to hit fair.
Bill, have you ever pitched a no-hitter before?
Never. This is it.
You know, you pitched a great game in Chicago last week until the team got into a little trouble. Rusty Staub has just emptied a can of beer all over you, Bill.
That's all right. That's all right. He can do that every time we win a game.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you very much, Russ.
Bill Stoneman.
Well, that was my interview with Bill Stoneman, who pitched a no-hit, no-run game for the Montreal Expos. Really and truly an unbelievable feat. Another fellow who was just as happy, well, everybody was happy in that dressing room, that Montreal Expo clubhouse here at Connie Mack Stadium. One of the happiest, of course, was Gene Mauch. He came back into Connie Mack Stadium after being fired last year, and his Expos not only won the ball game, but his pitcher pitched a no-hit game. So I asked Gene Mauch what his feelings were.
Gene, what are your feelings on this great pitching performance by Bill Stoneman?
Well, it took the edge off everything else. I know that. I think everybody on that bench was living every pitch with him, and it was just as exciting as anything I've ever been in. I've seen an awful lot of no-hitters, and the last one was Bunning's perfect game against the Mets in New York, but this was just as thrilling for me.
Gene, it must have been twice as thrilling for you in that you did it right here in your own ballpark.
Well, the edge went off of that. The edge went off of that before the game was over. When he got into the 5th and 6th inning and everybody started feeling like he had a chance, the edge went off, and nothing else mattered except him getting the job done. Didn't matter about who his opposition was then.
Tell us, Gene, what do you think this will do for Bill Stoneman?
Well, I think the last game he pitched got a little edge off, a little nervousness off when we let him struggle through some tough things there in Chicago, and he got the edge off and got an awful lot of confidence now.
Gene, looking the way the team has been hitting and producing the runs, and now there's pitching of Bill Stoneman, I'm beginning to think that you've created a monster.
Well, I hope that's true.
Gene, thanks very much for speaking with us.
Okay, partner.
That was my interview with Gene Mauch just a few moments ago after Bill Stoneman had completed his game tonight, pitching a no-hit, no-run game. And Dave Van Horne, have you ever experienced anything like this in all your life?
Well, never. As Gene said, there have been a lot of no-hit games, but I think when it's your team and you're involved in one and you're seeing history, as we are with all these firsts, with the Montreal club, to see the guys have this kind of heart. As we were talking even early in the game, we hadn't seen Stoney look finer. He made some really great pitches, especially when he was out in front on the hitters, and several times came from behind on hitters. I think it was Briggs one time. Stoney got behind on him 3-0 and fought back and struck him out. And it was just a great performance here. And of course, Russ, for guys like you and I, here in the first year with this franchise and all the Montreal fans and everybody connected with the Montreal franchise, it has to be a tremendous thrill. Maybe there have been a lot of other no-hit games, but none could be any more thrilling to us than this one here tonight. And the only thing that I regret was that it was not at Jerry Park where the Montreal people and everybody in the front office could have seen it, but I imagine we had a few people listening to the entire game tonight.
I'm sure that we did, and just wrapping up the comments in the clubhouse following Stoneman's great performance, a fellow who was extremely happy was Rusty Staub. What a night for Rusty, 3 doubles and a home run. He just knocked the hide off that baseball tonight. Maury Wills coming up with that final play, just sat down on his stool in front of his locker and shook his head. I said, "Nice going, Maury." And he said, "I almost muffed it." But what a play it was. What a thrilling moment for all of us here at Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia. A no-hitter by Bill Stoneman.
That's right. Well, Russ has said it all. A no-hit shutout for Bill Stoneman. 7 runs, 13 hits, and no errors for the Expos. And for the Phillies, no runs, no hits. They committed 3 errors. Well, a great night for the Expos. This will move Montreal to a 4-5 record now. Just one game under the 500 mark, and we're really putting some heat on those St. Louis Cardinals right now. I don't think there hasn't been any score at last report, but there is now. Chicago leads St. Louis.
That's right.
All right, so at the moment we're in a tie with St. Louis there in third, but Chicago's leading, so we could move ahead of the Cardinals.